Shalom, Yashrala. This is your brother David Dar from GMS Tampa Bay #07, coming at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, double honors, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. All right, I'm going to jump back into this, I guess we'll do a second part to this, but this is dealing with what salvation is and why we need salvation. All right. Or pretty much what salvation is. You know, the last video I was touching on some of the curses that we was under, all right, to bring into light what salvation, why you would even need salvation. Okay. A lot of people think, you know, these Christians think that they're going to need to be saved from their sins so they don't go to hell. Okay. Because they was born in sin, because their mom and their daddy wasn't married when they was, you know, born, you know. I was asking. Nevertheless, you know, they don't even understand the shit that's going on around them. You know, they worried about some old little bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with that. They can't even realize they already in hell. All right. So we're going to jump into this here quick lesson dealing with what the Bible describes as what salvation is. All right. And Salakia, I'm under the weather at the moment, so I got a little sickness going on here. But, you know, we endure all things for the elect's sake. All right. This is Jeremiah 46 and verse 27. It says, "But fear not thou, O my servant Jacob. Be not dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I will save thee from afar." Okay. Or from afar off, and thy seed from the land of captivity. All right. So as we was reading over in Deuteronomy 28, verse 64, and then also 68, talking about how he was going to be scattered into the four corners of the earth. All right. Most High here is saying he's reiterating, you know, the ending of all that, you know. It says, "Behold, I will save thee from afar off, and thy seed from the land of their captivity." All right. So the question is, what you going to be saved from? Well, you got to go back to look at the curses to see what the hell you imprisoned under. All right. Most jakes don't even realize that they in captivity under their enemy at this point in time. That's why they say you got to wake up. You know, you got to wake up to who you are, who your enemy is, and where the fuck you at. You know, this one chick, the underground, Harriet Tubman, I think it was. Somebody said this about her. I don't know how true it is, but it was a good statement nevertheless. She said something like, "I freed thousands of slaves and could have freed thousands more had they would have only known they were slaves." You know, it's just like in this truth. We could have, you know, the spirit of this word has woke up, you know, plenty of people. But way more people could wake up if they only knew they was asleep, you know? Just like with that American dream, they all trying to live the American dream, but they don't realize you got to be sleeping to have a fucking dream. They don't even know that they sleeping and they trying to attain something, you know? They don't even realize that they in captivity, so they don't know that they need salvation. They don't know they have an enemy that somebody's that's got it out for them, that's trying to kill them. All right, from the beginning of time, you got somebody trying to kill you your whole fucking life since Jacob and Esau was around, or basically since Isaac was around. You know, right before Isaac died, Esau said, "When my father died, I'm basically kill my brother," you know, and he had that perpetual hatred for his brother. All right. But if you don't even know nothing about this, then you know what I'm saying? Like homegirl said, I saved or freed thousands of slaves and could have freed thousands more had they would have known they were slaves. You know, she over telling, "Come on, let's run master over there. This and that." Master? I ain't got no master. I ain't no slave. The fuck am I running from? This is my house. This is where I live at. Master love me. Sometime, you know, get out of line. I got to get disciplined. It's all good. No, this ain't no. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that they in captivity. You know, they got that Stockholm syndrome. It says, Jeremiah 46:27 again. It says, "But fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, and be not dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I will save thee from afar off, and thy seed from the land of their captivity." Okay, so that's what you're gonna be saved from. You're gonna be saved from your enemies and from this goddamn land called Babylon. All right. And Jacob shall return where? To his land, like we read in Deuteronomy 28 and 68. You know, I will send you back into Egypt again on ships, you know, by way of which I spake of it, and you shall see it no more. Okay. So seeing it no more is talking about the land of Israel. But here, talking about salvation, that's us being casted off. This is talking about us being brought back. It says, "I will save thee from afar off, and thy seed from the land of their captivity," which was you was going to be sold back into Egypt again and not saved. "No man shall buy you. And Jacob shall return and be in rest at ease, and none shall make him afraid." Meaning that we was going to go back to our land. We ain't going to be persecuted by our enemies. Nobody else going to persecute us no more. All right. And you ain't going to have to worry about this shit no more. All right. Verse 28 says, Fear thou not, O Jacob, my servant, saith Yahweh, for I am with thee, for I will make a full end of all nations where I have driven thee. But I will not make a full end of thee, but correct thee in measure. Yet will I not leave thee wholly unpunished. All right. So we've been punished right now. We're going through the ending of our punishment now. But it says, I will make a full end of all nations where I have driven thee. All right. So the Most High hasn't already punished us here in these nations, and that punishment is pretty much complete. Now you're starting to see in Joel 2 and 3 happening. I'll bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and there will I plead them for my people. I'll plead with them there for my people. You know, that's what's going on. All these nations being brought down over, about to get their damn judgment for the things they did to the children of Israel. All right. So talking to these people, if if you got your eyes open and you seeing all this, you seeing your salvation is coming, is real. Nah, this was happening. The Most High is starting to judge all these other nations. He's starting to wake us up. He's starting to take this here weight up off our back, the weight being Esau. All right. But also at the same time, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, because the devil's coming down at you with great wrath. He knows he got but a short time. Short time for what? He only got a short time left before Israel be saved, and he can no longer be oppressing them. Okay. So this is why he about to get his last little rocks off. All right. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 34, verse 11. Ezekiel 34, verse 11. For thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I will both search my sheep and seek them out. Okay. Because, when you go to Psalms 83, basically make the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. All right. And then Psalms, 79. Basically these heathen is over in that landmass. We don't know who we are. They don't know who they are. Well, they know who they are. They Edomites, Amalekites, but the name of Israel is being cut off and no more remembrance. All right. We think we Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and shit like that. All right. So, and we think that we just whatever, but the Most High says, I will both search out my sheep and seek them out, as a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered. So will I seek out my sheep and deliver them out of all the places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. Okay. So the Most High is saying, look, I'm going to go. First of all, the Most High said he was going to scatter us in all nations. All right. So if he was going to scatter us in all nations, it's like a fucking puzzle. All right. You got a whole picture as a puzzle piece, and you take the whole picture apart, and you got all these different pieces, right? Then you put it back together to get that picture again. That's basically what happened. We was that whole picture. Then he broke us in half like a bunch of puzzle pieces and scattered us all over the place. And he came back together as the puzzle maker and put the puzzle back. He's putting the puzzle back together right now, And this is also going into Ezekiel, Ezekiel chapter 37. Also, Ezekiel chapter 3, Ezekiel chapter 2, talking about eating the roll, and then the two, the signs, basically the 12 tribe sign, it says, and I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries, and will bring them into their own land, and will feed them upon the mountains of Israel by the rivers, and in all the inhabited places, of the country. I will feed them in a good pasture, and upon the high mountains of Israel shall their fold be, and they shall lie in good fold, in the fat pasture shall they feed upon the mountains of Israel. Okay. And I will feed my flock and will cause them to lie down, saith Yahweh power. Okay. So, and all of this is being read. Let me just read one more. It says, and I will seek that which was lost and bring again that which was driven away, and I will bind up that which was broken. Okay. So again, and all this is that we're reading about it to this point. Talking about the sheep that was scattered. I will scatter you into all nations, the four corners of the earth. You was going to be cast out of Israel. You no longer going to be up under my ways, you're not going to be, I'm not going to be reigning over you like that no more. You want to serve these heathen. they gonna be your God from now on, basically. And you gonna reap the benefits that they gonna give your ass, and it ain't nothing nice. Go back to Deuteronomy 28, You got to go to Esau for the one of all things, Hunger, thirst, and clothing, you gonna have to go to him, all right? It says, I will seek that which was lost and bring again that which was driven away, and I will bind up that which was broken, and I will strengthen that which was sick, and I will destroy the fat and the strong, and will feed them with judgment. All right. So the Most High is saying, basically, he's gonna set us back right again. Here's one more. All this is going into it. It says, verse 22. Therefore will I save my flock, and they shall be no more prey, and I will judge between cattle and cattle. So you ain't gonna have these other people, these other nations, reigning over us and doing whatever they want to do with us. Here's another one. Like I said, this whole deal is going into this, but it says, verse 25, it says, and I will make with them a covenant of peace, and will cause the evil beast to cease out of the land, and they shall dwell safely in the wilderness and sleep in the woods. Okay. And I will make them in the places round about my hill a blessing, and I will cause the shower to come down in the season, and the showers of blessing. Right. So the state of our people being in now, you're around so-called niggas today, you liable to get locked the fuck up. You could be just riding in the car with so-called Jake, get locked up, get shot, whatever can happen to your ass. All kind of crazy calamities happen to us just for being Jake. But at this point in time, the Most High said, look, man, you ain't gonna have to worry about none of that no more. Look, this is like something we can't even really fathom, because our whole life we've been accustomed to having to react to certain things, like, oh, bro, look, they go to police, like, sit up straight, look forward, don't even look at him, don't look at him in his eye, don't look in his direction, that type of stuff. But the Most High saying, look, this ain't gonna be like that no more. All right. Going into the book of Luke. This is Luke chapter 1, verse 68. Blessed be Yahweh, power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and has raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David. All right. And so, basically now you see, it's dealing with the tabernacles of David being raised back up. That's the men of the Lord that's out on the highways and the byways, raising you up, teaching you this truth and sincerity, the true doctrine. All right. Like Elder Apostle Tahar say, GMS got all the keys, This is the house of David. Somebody got to be the house of David. Somebody got to be these men. Okay. Somebody has to be these people right here. It says, and, blessed be Yahweh, power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and has raised up a horn of salvation for us. Okay. So the Most High has been raised up a way out for us. All right. Somebody who's going to show us the right way to get up out of here. All right. And who is that? Who do you see is doing that today on these streets? All right. The men of the Lord. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. So like I said, look, how did you find out who you was? How did you find out who the devil was? How did you find out what the mark of the beast was? All right. You found out by this. It says, as he spoke by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. All right. Verse 71, that we should be saved. Okay. And now most people just ended their we're going to be saved. But saved from what, motherfucker? What are you being saved from? All right. It says that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all of them that hate us. That's what you're being saved from. It's not you, motherfucker. You already in hell. The devil is already reigning over you. When you, like the scriptures say, when you die, basically the body return back to the dust, and then the soul go back to he who giveth it. You going to go right back to the Heavenly Father. No matter who you are or what you are, you going back to the Most High. All right. He the one who created all the spirits. You go back and he's sending you right back down here. This is the place of judgment under the sun. All right. On earth. This is where you get your judgment at. This is where your hell is going to be at. All right. And plus, in the parable with Lazarus and them, there was that basically that invisible barrier between them two. One was in being comforted and the other one was in like hell. All right. That's just like you today. You could be sitting at the damn, when I go to work sometimes, and we always have these meetings and stuff, right? And sometimes, like once a month, we have a real big meeting, and where we have like all the bosses, we sit at this big ass table and shit like that. I'm sitting at the same table, and last meeting I sat right beside the boss. Me and the boss sitting side by side, but I'm in hell and he being comforted in his heaven right now. All right. But there's an invisible barrier in between us. What is that barrier? Well, he the slave master and I'm the slave, and I can't do shit about that. All right. So it says, verse 71, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hands of all of them that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us that we being delivered out of the hand of our enemies might serve him without fear. Right? So yeah, right now you serving goddamn Esau, right? For the one of all things, you know? And you trembling serving Esau, but wait a minute, you're supposed to be serving the Most High for the one of all things, all right? And this is what we're being saved from. So, you know, first of all, we're waking up to who the fuck our enemy is and who we are, and who the Most High is. And we're trying to go back and serve the Most High rather than this goddamn devil. And we're trying to be saved from being up under this damn devil's oppression, all right? Let me see. Verse 75, and holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our life. Let me read that again. It says that he will grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear, and in holiness and in righteousness before him all the days of our life. All right. So, you know, it's hard, trying to serve the Most High in his wicked ass kingdom. All right. From all the little different things you got going on, you know, you in captivity, you might have to wind up working on the Sabbath day. All right. Being on the Esau, you wearing mixed garments, you know, and being the ways that we are now, you can't put a homosexual to death, you know, and so on and so forth. And thou, child, shalt be called the prophet of the highest, and thou shalt go before the face of Yahweh to prepare his ways. Okay. So, you know, that's kind of happening in this point in time, you know. You know, the Most High is calling us a prophet, but, you know, all these other people, they're not necessarily calling us prophets. They saying whatever, you know, we on some madness. All right. But soon enough, they gonna know that it was a prophet was among them. All right. It says, for thou shalt go before the face of Yahweh to prepare his ways. Okay. And so as you see now, the Most High is preparing, the return of Yahushua. All right. And who is preceding that? Right. The men of the Lord is waking up first and foremost. All right, and making the way and preparing the way for Yahushua's return. Okay. It says to give knowledge of salvation unto his people by remission of their sins. Right, and that's what we out there doing, telling the people, look, come back to your law, statutes, commandments. Look, man, you know, soon this so-called white man is about to be taken out of power. He gonna be through, donezo. And when that happens, you know, that's how do you say that? That's us getting our salvation when the damn devil is cast out. You know, then the Most High gonna uphold the covenant he made with us, where he gonna write the laws in our inward parts. We're not gonna go off no more. We're not gonna sin no more. All right. Yeah, well, I'll give you this too. Through the tender mercies of our power, whereby the day spring from on high has visited us, to give light to them that sit in darkness and the shadow of death, to guide our feet into the ways of peace. All right. So it's basically like a guidance, you know, how do I say, cause this is the answer to John 3:16 right here. But, it says to give light to them that sit in darkness and to the shadow of death, to guide our feet in the way of peace. And also, the valley of dry bones, you know, everybody out there is dead, right? And you got to wake them up, put life back on them. Your light is shining upon them to wake them back up, to bring life into them. What is that light? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this. This is that eat the whole roll. You're supposed to eat that. All right. And then you're supposed to let your light shine forth. But John 3:16 or, 17 and 8 or 18 and 19 goes into, here's the condemnation. That light is coming to the world, but you love the darkness rather than the light because your deeds was evil. All right. But part of that's the condemnation, you dumb motherfuckers, because that's salvation. All right. It says to give knowledge of salvation to his people by the remission of their sins. Yeah, we trying to show you how to get salvation, but you don't want to hear all that. You want to continue on your wickedness. All right. Verse 79, to give light to them that sit in darkness. All right. Yeah, you over here fucking around with that bullshit, and we trying to wake you up. Like, look, man, stop eating all that pork and all that, because all it's doing is killing you. All right. To give light to them that sit in darkness and the shadow of death. Okay. Here in America, to guide our feet in the way of peace. Um, yeah. So basically, that's just getting into our salvation. Wake our people up, bring us back into a lively state. Because right now we dead. Everything we do is dead. Everything we do is backwards and dead. We just keep constantly killing ourselves because, hey man, we so far gone, bro. We destroyed, like the scriptures say. Hey, all these curses gonna overcome you until you be destroyed. Next scripture. I'll grab two more scriptures real fast. This is Psalms 106, verse 7. Our fathers understood not thy wonders in Egypt. They remembered not the multitude of thy mercies, but provoked him at the sea, even at the Red Sea. And that's basically like what we going into today. You go back in those days, we was just walking up out of Egypt at that point in time. Before we could even get across the Red Sea, we had the people backbiting and murmuring and all this, and the Most High brought us out here to kill us. Like, yo, bro, you didn't realize you just walked up out of Egypt? Y'all didn't even have to fight. You just walked up out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Like, here, they trying to kill us to keep us here or kill us here. Bruh, you just walked up out of there. But you forgot about all of that, already. Same here. Our people don't remember, obviously, because, it's part of the curses that we wouldn't remember. But the stories is written down how the Most High did all these miracles beforehand. But our people don't want to believe in these miracles today that, hey, you in the same scenario. You in the same situation, if not way worse. All right. And the scriptures say there's going to be a day when they say, basically, remember not how the Most High brought us out of Egypt, but how the Most High brought us out of Babylon. All right. So, roughly paraphrasing, and that's where we at right here, right now, today. It says, nevertheless, he saved them for his name's sake, that he might make his mighty power be known. He rebuked the Red Sea also, and it was dried up. So he led them through the depths, through the wilderness. Okay. So the Most High, it says, basically, he saved them for his name's sake. But what do you mean he saved them? What is the definition of saving them in this point in time? Like, what do you mean by he saved them? What happened? Okay. It says, verse 10, and he saved them from the hand of him that hated them, and redeemed them from the hand of the enemy. Okay. And so, how does that make any sense? Well, when you was over there in Egypt up under the enemy was enslaving your ass and oppressing your ass, killing you, doing all kind of fuck shit to you. Just like here today in America, they got your food destroyed, your water destroyed, your air destroyed. They got the animals destroyed. They got your neighborhoods destroyed, where you live at destroyed. They got the minds of the people you around destroyed, your kids destroyed, your woman destroyed, the government destroyed, your bosses, your employees destroyed, your body destroyed. Every fucking thing is destroyed. What is not destroyed, right? Why? Because you basically living up under in the household of your goddamn enemy, all right? This is why you need to be saved from the hand of your goddamn enemy, all right? Let me grab one more. We're gonna close out after this. This is Revelation chapter 21. Start at the top. It says Revelation 21 starting at the top. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. And the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Okay. And he saw a new heaven and a new earth. A new heaven and a new earth he saw is basically the kingdom of Israel. All right. Right now, the men of the Lord is waking up, and the things that we can't stand. Just us pushing, not us. The Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. The way of his way of living is going to be established. That's that new heaven and new earth. It ain't going to be like how it is now. All right. You ain't going to be all defiled and shit like you are now and sick. Man, you just not going to be living in no place like this no more, man. All this shit here is bugged the fuck out. It says, I saw a new heaven and a new earth. The first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Okay, yeah, Esau was gone already. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their power. And Yahweh shall wipe away all their tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for all the former things are passed away. All right. And so, any real Jake, whether you in this truth or you not in this truth, put it this way, any real man that's an Israelite, again, whether he know he an Israelite or not, any real man, you could read this here to him, and this shit here should convert him all the way through, from going on your damn job and working with just the slavery and oppression you got to deal with, man. And if you somebody in your right fucking mind, you can't even walk down the block without seeing 1,000 abominations, right? You can't even talk to no goddamn women without their minds being all fucked up, being on some kind of feminist shit or some just whatever kind of bullshit, Can't talk to men because they just all bitch made. They don't even have real conversation, You can't talk to nobody because they either want to get you fucked up or, oh, let's go do this. Nah, motherfucker, I ain't, nah. Cause all of that's doing is putting a temporary band-aid over this shit, and then when I get off of that shit, I'm gonna be right back into this fucking hell that I'm in to begin with. Alright? So, like I said, any real man that's reading all this, he'd be like, hey, Most High gonna wipe away all your tears. Why the fuck is you crying? Yeah, you crying because you going through some shit through your whole life, and when you in your room by yourself, you down on your knees crying, oh Lord, I can't take this shit no more, man. This is just getting on my nerves and so on and so forth and blah, 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 blah. Hey, man, we cry out to the Lord over our afflictions. Man, I know I can speak for my own self personally, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, we have got to get up out of this place, man. I don't know how many more days longer, It says there should be should wipe away their tears. There should be no more death. Okay? Our bodies are slowly breaking down and dying and shit like that, and things like that. Neither sorrow nor crying, neither should there be any more pain, sorrow and, man, I done lost my child and such on and so forth, or you growing up seeing your child getting subdued with that homosexuality stuff and you can't do nothing about it. Your old lady take your child or whatever, or child support, that type of shit, and you can't do nothing about it. Just sometimes you got demonic ass people in your family you just want to kill and shit because they fucking reprobates, and you can't do nothing about that shit either, man. This is that pain, that sorrow and shit that you just crying out over. You see all this wickedness day in, day out, and you the one just carrying this shit on your back, man. You the one have to take all the responsibilities for all this other bullshit that they got going on, man. You tired of this shit, man. You tired of living like this. You tired of seeing your people like this. I'm tired of seeing my people on drugs, on alcohol, smoking cigarettes, going out to the strip club and shit like that. I'm tired of seeing my people in these conditions. The only reason they go and do all that shit is because they oppressed, I'm tired of seeing our people like that, man. Man, it's just sad as fuck, man. Sad as fuck. How people could be doing great and wonderful things, but yet they sit around destroying themselves because they so oppressed. This is what the fuck we need to be saved from, man. This is, man. I'm gonna go ahead and end this because, I feel, people know how I feel about certain things. I be, into this real hard, But with that, Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying. Until next time, I say, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push in truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions. Stay strong. Shalom.